Dr. Brant Hulsebus here, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Chiropractor. Ask the Chiropractor is my little podcast that I do. When someone has a question about chiropractic or chiropractic care, I try to answer. I'm a chiropractor here in Rockford, Illinois. I'm a proud graduate of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and I'm happy to be the team chiropractor of the Rockford Ice Hogs. Let's dive into it. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of our 12 episode series. Last time we talked a little bit about sports and performance, and I talked a little bit about to jokingly call hockey back because of their job. They always have one shoulder higher than the other shoulder. That's how you carry the hockey stick. So when I x-ray players, I can tell you if they're left or right-handed by the way their x-rays look. But let's talk about you and me. We're not hockey players. We're not professional hockey players. But let's talk about ergonomics, right? That's a big thing today. So we'll just break into ergonomics. A lot of people say sitting to your spine is the same as sugar to your teeth. Other people say sitting is the new smoking. In the previous episode, I talked a little bit about when my grandfather was a chiropractor. He started practicing in late 1940s. And back then, a lot of people had lower back pain. Lower back pain was a real bad issue. And if you ever go into an older car or an older chair, or next time you're at the museum or like some kind of throwback area, look at those chairs. Those chairs were awful. I ride an old Jeep or an old pickup truck, and I don't want to be in there very long because it starts to hurt your lower back. Today, we've got amazing chairs. I was in an F-150 pickup truck with chair massagers built in. They got everything nowadays. So we're able to sit a lot longer now and not develop a lower back pain. And that's been a real positive for our lower back. However, you always got to pay the piper, right? The cervical spine has dramatically suffered because of this. Because now when we sit, we roll our shoulders forward, our head comes out. And we're not meant to be in a 90-degree position for 8 hours a day. We're meant to get up and move around. So let's talk about first the posture problems. The posture problem is more and more people come to me and tell me they get this pain going from their shoulder up into their neck. And the thing about this area is to innervate your arms and your hands. Like they talk about carpal tunnel and fingers going numb and elbow and wrist problems. But remember the first episode we talked about the subluxation and how your spine's misaligned. It affects muscles, skin tone, but also body parts, organs. And this junction where your neck and thoracic spine, where your ribs are, comes together. Not that one part of your spine is more important than another, but where this comes together, this is where all the nerves that go to your heart and your lungs comes from. So people with AFib, people with respiratory problems, this is an area that a chiropractor will want to adjust and take care of. Now, I'm not saying that all AFib and respiratory problems are because of this. I'm saying this doesn't make those better. This can upset those. And again, if you have AFib, don't tell your cardiologist, I quit, I'm going to go with a chiropractor, they can fix AFib. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when this area in your spine is under stress, it adds to the stress everywhere those nerves go. So if you've been doing this for a long time, you've had bad nerves going to your heart and lungs for a long time, those body parts over time start to suffer from this. Just like if the same nerve that goes to my heart and lungs also goes down to the part of my hand, we have you grip something and we notice it's been there a long time because your grip isn't as strong on one side and the other. So it's the same thing if it's going to a body part. Matter of fact, in my dad's time, they tried to prove chiropractors wrong on this. A certain national medical association, I won't say names, a certain national one that's all over America, medical association, wanted to prove chiropractors wrong. So this guy named Windsor, W-I-N-D-S-O-R, he was tasked with going through cadavers and saying, okay, the chiropractor said there's a misalignment here. These bones will be misaligned, they'll have degeneration, arthritis, and then their cause of death could be traced back to this part where the nerves go. He accidentally proved chiropractors correctly. So all that research was promptly destroyed. But as chiropractors, we've heard about the Windsor Autopsy Studies, and it's pretty cool. Like I said, sitting's going to really cause problems in this area. The next thing is there's no direct blood going to our disc. Our discs need nutrients, and our joints in our back need nutrients and toxins pulled out. And normally that happens with the blood, right? But there's no blood supply here. So what happens is when you walk, the muscles around there, they contract, they squeeze, they push the good stuff in, pull the bad stuff out, and they flush those joints. But if you're not doing that, because you're sitting all day, then these discs aren't getting the stuff they need in, and they're not getting the stuff they need out. And in time, they start to dehydrate. And if you add bad neck posture out of that, you're even overloading that area in your neck. And of course, the bottom lumbars are going to suffer because they carry more weight than the upper part of your back does because it's further down, and that's how gravity works. So you got these two spots in your neck that we see to get degenerative disc disease. That's the medical term for it. Chiropractors just think of it as a dehydrated disc. I think degenerative disc disease sounds a lot scarier, but you don't want to get that motion back. So if you sit all day, you're just going to ruin that. It's going to decay, go away. And so you got to get up and move around and walk and move around. In the old days, my dad's time and my grandpa's time, if you had a bad spine, say you operated a jackhammer all day, and you're up there pounding away all day and shaking, and you come in. Now, that's going to create different spinal issues. Don't get me wrong. That's never fixed no one's back. But they used to tell you, hey, you know what? This physical job, this working, this cutting trees down, mowing yards, working outside, it's taking a toll on you. I think you should get a desk job and get rid of the manual labor. And it turns out that was horrible advice, right? It was the best advice we knew at the time. And it wasn't just chiropractors saying that, right? It was everybody. So they would tell you get a desk job, and now you're just sitting there. Now those joints that were misaligned from doing the manual labor, they're not getting any motion in there anymore. Now they're rapidly dehydrating. Degenerative disc disease is going full speed now, and the arthritis degeneration is happening big time. So you got to get up and move around. Sitting all day is going to be really, really bad for you. So we got to get you, not only that, but over time you get the pelvic tilt. Because sitting too much, your pelvis starts to rotate and change. Your neck posture changes. And then you get up, you walk around, and you've memorized these new postures, either forward head posture and a pelvic tilt. And that just keeps adding more stress. And then when you get the weekend, hey, we're going to live for the weekend's coming. We're going to go out and celebrate, do stuff on the weekend. Now your back and your neck and your shoulders and your hips and everything hurts because of all the sitting you did all the time. So what's my rule? We can't just all quit our jobs and become forest rangers and start walking around the forest, although that would be cool. No, we have to still do our job. So I have a timer. And after 20 minutes, I stand up, I squeeze my shoulder blades together, I count to 10, I walk around the room for about 10, 15 seconds, and I go back at it. Because unfortunately, if I get a records request, or if I have to go do a Zoom meeting with an attorney, or a board that I'm on, or just even sitting here right now recording this podcast, I'm sitting and I'm doing everything I just told you not to do. I am well aware of that. So I'll get up, I'll stretch, I'll walk around. And one of my tips, if you have coworkers that think you're getting up too much, moving around too much, get a big thing of water, put it at your desk. Then every 20 minutes when you get up, they think that you're having to relieve yourself from drinking too much water. So just get up every 20 minutes and move around. And you got to set a timer. If you don't set a timer, you're going to let 20 minutes go by like that. We all know that. And you're going to get up and start. People wait until they hurt to start stretching. At that point, you're already trying to play catch up. So set that timer first thing in the morning. And every 20 minutes, get up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, stretch your neck and shoulders out by doing that while you're standing up, and then walk around the room a little bit. You can do both at the same time. There's no harm in that. But if you just sit all day, you're going to start to degenerate that, let that go away. We see more and more stress in the lower back and the pelvic tilt in the neck and shoulder area. Like I said, sitting to your spine is the same as sugar to your teeth. You got to get up, you got to move around. The number one areas we see, if you're sitting a lot and you're getting that neck pain, you're getting that pain going down to your shoulder blades, you're getting hand tingling and numbness. Lower back, if you feel like your lower back's always weak, always giving you problems. Not only that, but we talked about stability muscles in several podcasts. When I went to school, we learned about cardiac muscles in your heart, smooth muscles in your blood vessels, and skeletal muscles with the rest of them. The research today shows there's actually a fourth type of muscle called stability muscles. Inside those cells are different than skeletal muscle. They look like skeletal muscle, but they're programmed different. They don't have the same organelles that a normal muscle cell has. Their job is to keep your eyes level at all time. The challenge, though, is you have to stand on one foot and try to do balance exercises. A lot of my athletes, I have them perform their sport on wobble boards in order to make their stability muscles stronger, especially my female athletes. If you sit all day, you lose these stability muscles. You start to get wobbly, you start to lose your balance, and your spine suffers because of this. So you got to get up and move around. And there's one population more than any other population that has this. Nobody else needs this more than somebody who's pregnant. When you're pregnant, you got to get up and walk around. You got to move around. Otherwise, that whole pregnancy becomes just a lot more discomfort instead of celebration. So if you know someone that's pregnant, you got to get them up moving around. Pregnancy is so important. In chiropractic, we study a lot about pregnant women. I even have an advanced degree in it. So if you got questions about more about women who are pregnant, why they should go see a chiropractor, come back next week. We'll talk about that. How's that sound? But until then, remember, if you have questions about chiropractic or chiropractic care, there's only one person that could possibly answer those questions, and that's a chiropractor. Your family doctor, your orthopedic doctor, your athletic trainer, your physical therapist, your mental therapist, your friend at the gym, they do not have any kind of chiropractic training to be able to answer these questions. Only a chiropractor does. Just if you have a question about your teeth, you never ask your optometrist, you'd only ask your dentist. If you like this podcast, tune in. Go back, listen to the other episodes I referenced. A lot of cool stuff to talk about. So I broke it down into several episodes. And if you know someone who's pregnant, or if you know someone's going to become pregnant, come back next week. I got a cool topic about pregnancy. We'll see you then. Thank you.